Now, I want to explain how to simulate simple 2-gene regulatory network dynamics using Unity and Azure Function Nanoservice. So I have the Unity script code here, which is very similar to the one that we saw before, but there are a few changes. Here we have this string variable URL, and I have this Azure Function service URL. So let me open that Azure function, and if you click this one, get function URL, you get this service URL. And let me go back to the code. Here we have the start method, and there's no change. And here we have fixed update. This async and here await are the keywords used for asynchronous programming. Asynchronous programming is essential for activities that are potentially blocking, such as web access. Here, actually, we are accessing a web service. So this activity can be potentially blocking. Access to a web service sometimes is slow or delayed. If such an activity is blocked in a synchronous process, the entire application must wait. In an asynchronous process, the application can continue with other work that doesn't depend on the web resource until the potentially blocking task finishes. So that is why we are using this async and await here. For more information, you might want to go to this website, Asynchronous Programming with Async and Await for C#. Let's go back to the code. We are not using difference equation. Again, we will be sending all these values to the server, and the server will return this new y value. First, we need to package all these variables into one bundle, and we will call that bundle request data. We define this bundle type or class as request data, and you can see that here. This is request data. It's a simple class that holds 4 variables, xy, pxy, py. So now we have this bundle variable, and we assign values to the variables of this bundle. So these for xy, this xy, pxy, py come from here, right? We define all these values in this start method. Now we have the data to be sent to the server, and we use this method called post.async to make a request with the requested data. HTTP client provides a base class for sending HTTP request or web service request and receiving HTTP response. This post.async method has 3 parameters. One is client, which comes from here. So that's HTTP client. And we have this requested data, which is this one. This is the data we want to send to the server. And URL is this one here. And the Azure function will return X and Y values in this case. So we have this class response that holds 2 variables, X and Y. And it will return this response type variable R, which contains X and Y values. So let's look at this post.async method, which is this one. We are calling this method, and this method is executed. There are a couple of lines for making a request and receiving and processing the response. What I want to say is when the response is received, we convert that into this class called response data. So I have this response data defined here. And basically this response data will hold 2 values, X and Y. Here we are saying that from that package, let's extract Y value and return it to where it is called. So this Y value will be returned, and that will be assigned to this Y value. So this becomes new Y value, and from that we can compute R. And this process repeats over and over. We have a very convenient tool for processing JSON data called Newtonsoft.json. So that tool is used here. JSON Convert uses that package, and we need to install that package into Unity in order to make this thing run. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And also I want to point out that we have some additional references added to this code as shown here. make sure that these lines are included in your code. Before we run our Unity code, there are a couple of things we need to do. So I'm looking at this Microsoft document page using .NET for .x in Unity. Let me show you the steps that we need to go through. First, you should go to Edit Project Settings and Player. So let me go to Unity, Edit Project Settings and Player. And then it says under the configuration, click the scripting runtime version drop down and select the .NET for .x equivalent. So I have to go to configuration and under script runtime version, make sure that you select this. And I need to go to API compatibility level and I'm going to select this one, .NET Standard 2.0. So I need to select 2.0, but it is already selected. I mentioned about this package or tool called Newtonsoft.json for handling JSON data. And actually this is an external package that you need to download. So let me show you how to do that. Type NuGet and then you click this NuGet gallery and you type in Newtonsoft.json. So you click this one and you click this download. Now you have this one here. And you change this into zip using this unzipping tool. I'm extracting the file and this folder opens up and let me click this lib library folder and then I open this .NET Standard 2.0 and I want to copy this DLL file, newtonsoft.json.dll. I will go back to Unity and then select project here and this is assets folder. Here actually I created this new folder called plugin and if you open that, I already have that file here which is the newtonsoft.json.dll. So the last thing you want to do is you need to open any editor, simple editor like Notepad, and then you want to copy and paste these lines into your Notepad and then you save this as link.xml. So you say link.xml and save type is all files so that you can keep this extension XML. Here on the desktop, I have this link.xml. So you want to drag it into this assets folder. Let me go back to the Unity and run the code. And now you see that the red color intensity is increasing. And let me open this console window and you see that this R value is approaching a steady state, which is 160. Let me stop that and let me go to Azure function and let's run it again. Okay, and now you are seeing that the requests are being processed in real time.